Have you ever stopped to think about it? Why do siblings fight? Is it happening in your own home? It's everywhere. It's a common thing in every family. Siblings fight. And it's actually good for their development. Because the home is a safe space to practice conflict resolution, empathy, communication, and all of that. So when they do it with their own siblings, it's a good way to learn how to deal with people outside the home. But then siblings fight also tend to change and evolve over time. So they no longer fight over toys and those little stuff. They fight over beliefs and all of that. But siblings fight can be just on the surface, that they fight and they resolve it and everyone is okay, But there are things that parents need to be intentional about so that siblings fight do not evolve and turn into hatred, resentment, jealousy, and all of those stuff that we do not want for our kids. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Now let's dive right into it. So number one, I'll be talking about blaming the baby or blaming the younger one. Sometimes we want to make excuses for the older child and we say, I cannot be available for you right now because I want to do this with the younger one. Oh, I cannot do this for you right now because the younger one needs this. I cannot be there right now because the younger one. Stop it. You're telling your child that if this person wasn't here, I would be available for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be more present in your life. There are other things you can say. Let me finish with what I'm doing here and then I'll come attend to you. Without mentioning the child. Because they literally hear what you're saying. Find other ways to say these things without mentioning the child. I'm busy right now. I'll attend to you. Give me a minute. I'll be there with you. I'll not be able to do this today, but I promise the next time I'll be there with you without mentioning the child. 2, stressing one child. Especially, this really happens mostly to the older child. You stress the older child. You blame the older child for the younger one's mistakes. If they have done something, you think the younger child is still young, doesn't know anything. But what about the older one that is there? You should have seen this. You should have done this. You should have done that. You should have. Don't blame or stress the older one just because of the younger ones. It creates resentment. If the older child carries the younger child and mistakenly drops the child, understand that it was a mistake. Deal with the younger one without blaming the older child. If the younger one has ruined the toy, spilled water on the floor, and the older one was there, deal with it without blaming the older child. If you want to educate the older child on how to maybe help around the house, then you can do that without saying, oh, you should have seen this, or you should have, find other ways to do that without stressing the older child out. Because when you do that, the older child might also lash out on the younger child. Try not to stress a child because of another child. 3, constantly praising another child and constantly criticizing another child. No two kids are the same. If you're not careful, you'll find out that you're doing it even without knowing that you're doing that. So be intentional about it. If you praise one child, find something that's about the other child that you can also praise and do it. Don't find yourself constantly praising one child and constantly criticizing another child. It creates resentment and you don't want that. 4, tenderness is not only for babies. Your older children still need tenderness. They still need love, hugs, care. They still need to be spoken to softly. You still need to cut them some slack. You still need to be patient with them. Don't say, you're older, you should know better. and treat the younger ones better than the older ones. No, it creates resentment. Parents tend to forget themselves that they treat the older ones as if they're no longer their children, and they just focus on they just pour all the love into the younger ones. It shouldn't be like that. It creates resentment. Your child is still your child. Every child needs tenderness. Every child needs love from their parents. Equal attention. Ensure that you're giving your children equal attention. For instance, on birthdays, Christmas gifts, birthdays, the way how you celebrate this person, ensure that you're doing the same for the other kids. Do not get carried away. Do not fixate on one child, maybe for some reason. And if there's a reason, maybe you have a special need child, that need constant attention, please always remember to tell the other children why you are paying more attention to that other child. But please make sure you're giving equal attention to your children to avoid resentment amongst your children. Let every child know that respect is reciprocal, whether you're young, whether you're old. Respect goes both ways. And teach your children communication. What do you honestly feel? Let your sibling know. Tell them about it. I hope you learned something. Please share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to watch the rest of my video. Cheers.